I've got this 7 paint trends you need to know about in 2026. We've already seen some of the paint brands announce their colours of the year for 2026, and there's a real mix of colours on the horizon. We've got a trio of blues from Dulux, we've got a sophisticated beige green from Sherwin, a soothing relaxing green from Valspar, and we've got a very berry toned colour from Graham and Brown, which is absolutely beautiful. These paint brand releases are such a good way to give us an insight into the colour trends for 2026. But they are of course only speculative, and these tend to evolve as the year goes on. Along with my own design expertise and as an interiors writer, I see a lot in the industry before it happens. So I'm going to jump straight in with these 7 colours you need to know about. Blues are back and they are here for good. Last year we saw a lot of breezy bright blues, and Dulux have actually set the tone for this year. Dulux have announced their colours of the year, and it's a trio of blues. We have Free Groove, Mellow Flow and Slow Swing. They're all different shades of blue, so you can find your own rhythm of blues in your interior this year. And blues really are set to come in a big way. I have a blue behind me. This is Denims by Farrow & Ball, but I have a bright and breezy blue in my living room as well that just balances so perfectly in a north-south aspect room. Blues have had a bit of a rap over the last 10 years or so, as they're so associated with being a cool colour. Now, I may feel counterintuitive, but actually using a bright and breezy blue in a north-facing room can actually create a really warm and uplifting feel. But I'm a huge fan of leaning into shades such as this in a room where you want to bring in an accent colour that's going to rebound with other colours in the space, but also equally, if you have a south-facing, a very sunny room, these colours are just going to dull the intensity, temper the sun a little bit better, whilst making your room feel more comfortable. I also have a blog on all the colours of the year where I have linked all of the paint brands that I would recommend to if you want to try these colours as well. That is linked in the caption below. At number 2, neutrals are not going anywhere anytime soon. They form the most perfect base in a home, and they really are great for light and cool spaces. But what I have been seeing more of, and I actually have a full video on this which I'll link at the top for you now, is light adapting neutrals. Normally when you pick a neutral, they may be very yellow based, pink based, red based or green based. Now this can become a problem if you have a dual aspect room, or perhaps you want something with a bit of a metamorphic quality. Now I am seeing more and more of these colours on the market, and that is those that share a cool and a warm undertone. This one is Coat Paint's Fresh Start, and this is a grey based white, but it's actually a warm white, and it's just the most subtle understated colour. It's a great way to use a neutral without having to lean into something that's really got that telltale yellow or pink undertone to it. The Farrow & Ball do these really well. A few examples are their grey and green neutrals, and that is colours such as Slipper Satin, Lime White and Off-White. They are the most versatile neutrals, and we will be seeing these in interiors so much over the coming year because they're adaptable. Number 3, we are back with browns. Browns were a predominant feature in 2025, but we are seeing them in earthier denominations in the coming year. There is something so grounding about a brown, similar to a green, but it's got a bit of a cozier, more cocooning feel to it. And this colour is Sheldon by Coat Paints, and this is Corked, and I'll pop some more examples up on the screen for you how you might use this in your interior. But this is just amazing in a living room, a cinema room, colour drench if you want a really intense high dramatic feel. Another colour I love is Farrow & Ball Pantalon. It's actually described as one of their earthiest browns, and it just looks incredible in a living room, especially in a colour drenched approach like this. It just sets the tone. Amazing if it's actually like a very dual aspect or a sunny south-facing living room, because it's going to temper the intensity of the sun. Any colours go with it that are basically drawn from nature. So that is your reds, your greens, your cream, other shades of brown, lighter or darker, depending on the colour you've gone for. And of course, weaving in those natural elements. So that's wood, stone, slate, rattan, wicker, all of the goodness basically, and you will create such a beautiful, inspiring home. And browns are your new neutral, in my opinion. Coming in at number 4 is a bit of a different one, and I've noticed over the last few years We are getting both bolder, richer and more adventurous with our colour, which is super exciting after years of greys and very light beiges. Still Water by Sherwin is a perfect example of this colour, and also Vardo by Farrow and Ball. I really think teal is going to be such a predominant colour in 2026. It's got something extra to it than, you know, a standard block blue. It looks gorgeous with other dual toned colours. If you want a high contrast finish, you've got to pair it with an orange of some kind. But of course, if you want to dull that intensity down somewhat, you can pair it with cooler neutrals to create a gorgeous balance in the space. And if you're not too sure about how you feel about teal, you don't have to go all in colour drench. Just simply painting a piece of accent furniture in a room is a lovely way to introduce this bolder shade without feeling that it's too overpowering in your space. At number 5, we have got reds. They are back. They're not going anywhere anytime soon. Last year we saw the viral unexpected red theory, and I can very much confirm this is still doing the rounds this year. This theory suggests that adding a singular pop of red to an interior space is the magic ingredient to pull your scheme together. And I don't know about you, but I completely agree with this theory. But we're just again seeing more earthier tones of red than we did last year. This is Coat Paint Spanked. It's one of my favourites from them. It's a really earthy red toned colour which just would look great in a colour drenched approach. Very small rooms look good with this for a high impact look. I'm not sure if I'd use something like this on a very large room, but again, this would come into its own on an accent piece of furniture, an accent wall, or a piece of built-in bespoke units such as what I've got behind me. It's just going to create a depth of colour in the room. Another colour worth mentioning is Naparon, and this is one of Farrow & Ball's newest shades that they launched earlier this year. It's actually kind of an orange red based tone, and it's got such gorgeous warmth to it. And when you are around a colour like this, you just can't feel bad. And at number 6, you might not be surprised to see that soft to mid greens are very much at the height of trends in 2026. Now for me, greens are ultimately timeless. It doesn't matter what colour green you use, it's still going to be fashionable in 10 years time. However, we are starting to move away from those sage green tones of previous years that became super popular. We're starting to see more mid to dark greens that are going to bring a bit more of a definition. We've got Park Life here, which I actually have in my home office. It's a really comfortable green. We've got Yard Party here, but another colour I'm starting to see a lot of is greeny greys. Greys is typically a blend between a beige and a grey, but what we're seeing now is actually greeny toned beiges. And this is Cargo by Coat Paints, which I have in my own home, and this is just a really nice way to add something a little bit extra to your neutral colour palette. It's still earthy and it's got those green tones in there, so it's very easy on the eye. And what I will say about using greens in your interior is greens are positioned in the middle of the colour spectrum, and this means they literally are virtually the easiest colours on the eye. There's plenty of research that backs up why greens are easy on the eye. Also, when we perceive them, they are so soothing. They're so good to be around. And lastly, at number 7, inspired by Graham and Brown's colour of the year, we have Purple Berry as a leading colour in 2026. A little bit like teal, it's kind of a wild card. Like this deep, moody purple berry tone is rich, it's decadent. It is dark. It's darker and more defined than some of the other colours, but it still feels good to be around. And this colour drench in a hallway is absolutely beautiful. It's a great example of how you can lean into the darkness and it pay dividends for you. And what Graham and Brown say about this colour of the year is this opulent shade is inspired by the lush tones of ripe damson and fig. Its layered depth shifts gently with the light, revealing hints of mulberry and garnet. And I love it when colours have a metamorphic quality to them, because they're colours that just keep on giving. Whatever angle you perceive them in the room, they often appear as a different colour and as the light changes throughout the day. So as I've mentioned on some of the other colours, light adapting, metamorphic qualities to colours, they're going to work smarter for you in your interior, but they're going to give you more visual interest as the day goes on. So that is my 7 colour predictions for 2026. Everything I have been seeing in the interior world, backed up by experts in the industry as well and paint brands. Let me know in the comments below, which of these colours are you loving? Do you think they're timeless? Do you think they're just faddy trends? I want to know what you think of them. I've also linked everything in the caption below that I've mentioned and all the paint colours. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please do give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you on my next one.